everyone. I want to thank you for subscribing to my Patreon. I hope that you enjoy the content that I'm going to be giving you. So this is going to be Ted Bundy's second reading. I did it yesterday, 5/4/22. Information can be past, present, or future, symbolic, or have multiple meanings. Spirit will often use my experiences or references in order to explain what they are trying to say. In these readings, there were other crimes described. I don't know if he was saying he was the one responsible or I was getting interconnects, because I did find cases that do match where they thought other serial killers had done them. He traveled so much, we really don't know how many states he visited or how many victims. It is possible that he did commit the ones that he showed me. As I said before, I tried not to know anything about Ted before I did these readings. There's a lot that can be validated in the last reading. This reading was not as strong, but actually when I went back through it was pretty good. It was just different than the last one. I was getting things, but he didn't talk as much. I have also been able to connect a few names to his victims that he gave me. I was not aware of, as well as locations. So it started with neck pain in the side of my neck. Right side hurt badly. I don't know if I was feeling his victims or what. I get the name Nancy, so I don't know if he had a victim by that name or not. After the reading, I was able to validate that he did. He said, "Hello," and I feel a bit disoriented. I hear, "I'm back," he says. "Did you miss me?" I don't know why he's giving me the number 100 big, so I know last time he gave me 60, that could be for the 60s, or I don't know, but now he's giving me a huge number 100. And I wonder if his bug was loud, because I can hear the exhaust as he's driving, and I see him like cruising in it. And weirdly, I see him following random people in the dark. Like when they would run into other people or whatever, it would be too risky, so he wouldn't do anything. But I also see the sidewalk. Weirdly, as I'm typing this, I see the Hollywood sign, so I'm not sure why. But I don't know where. But there's a creek or river to the right, but the sidewalk kind of runs along it. But then there's dirt or whatever, and then on the other side there's like a creek and water. And I hear jogging trail. So I don't know, but I see an area like this, and he's following people. I don't know if any of his victims were there or not, but the way that it looks and the way I can see it, it's possible. Also, my chest is starting hurting a bit as well. Also, I don't know if he went to college. It's weird because he shows me him young and like reading glasses, and he's reading a book, learning some things in a reference to a library. And when I just looked, when I was typing this up, I found out that he did attend law school in Utah. That's pretty ironic. My team member asked me about names on the trees, if he did them all. He said no, just some. He says he was definitely there. That's why he mentioned it prior. My head hurts above where my neck was hurting, and he just keeps saying there's lots that people don't know about, and shows me random missing posters in black and white of women. Also getting the name Anne, A-N-E, or Ann, A-N-N. They both kind of came in at the same time, so I don't know if it's two separate people or the same person, but it can be first, middle, or last. I was also able to connect this name after. I don't know, he says Jezebel, so I don't know if that's a name. I know that's what you call women of the night, so prostitutes, but I don't know if it's a name or not, because I've heard it as a name before. I hear the word Alice and Jessica, which Jessica has come in a lot lately. Helen also comes in, and he says people weren't aware of most of the things he did. The back of my head is hurting at this time. He keeps taking me up this freaking windy road that goes up the mountains like last time. I want to say Utah. I am wondering if there's a place there that he used where girls haven't been found yet, because he's adamant about that. I don't know where Lake Forest is, but I heard that name, Lake Forest, and my right ear is hurting, so apparently there's one in California. But I hear the words missing hikers. I get a reference to teeth like last time, but he's showing me teeth marks. So I don't know, I feel like he may have left. I feel like some he left out there, but there are some he actually buried or covered well and were never found. There's also a woman who is trying to fix her car. The car looks white, and it's like an oldest style car like they had back in the days with the longer front, maybe hatchback. I see the hood up. It was stalled on the side of the road somewhere remote. He pretended to help her, and while he killed her, is what he's showing me. He apparently traveled a lot of places, so that would just be something to look into. I keep seeing the car with its hood up, and she apparently vanished. Crime of opportunity. I don't know exactly where, but it's possibly Oregon or Washington, because he shows me those type of trees after, but where she is, it's remote and dirt and well off the roadway. So they think and then I ask if he thought that they killed in other states, because I heard Texas, but I don't know if that makes sense. He says there's lots of other serial killers around at that time, and he even ran into some of their hunting grounds. Santa Rosa is one that comes to mind. But I heard Texas, and I even want to say Canada, which leads me to think Trail of Tears. I'm getting those two places. And he shows me another girl that went missing from a gas station, or after she was at one. So I found 2 cases that fit this. They do think a serial killer or serial killers, but not him. So I'm wondering if he was either in one of those areas or if it's a totally different case, but that was in Virginia Beach. So I don't know if when he was traveling, I feel he took advantage of the weak, the helpless ones that found themselves out of luck or in his path. With that, he shows me a dirty blonde girl with dimples, dirty blonde. I think the one with the broken down car has dark hair. He says, whenever the opportunity arose, I would take advantage. I may have just been driving and seen someone that caught my eye. She was alone and vulnerable, and I just couldn't help myself. So I don't know if he ever stayed at a hotel or there is a case of one girl went missing from, but I keep seeing a hotel. I don't know, one of those small, like, motels, I guess. I also found a case where a woman went missing from a motel. So, but I don't know if it's in an area he was ever at or why these cases are being mentioned. But when I do the validation episode, I'll let you know what I found out, what I, so far. But it's like a little seedy motel. So I don't know if it's him that spotted one or if it was a case that I found. So I get the word or name Angels. I don't know how many of these are his. I get Angie also and Michelle. There is a desert, and as I'm typing, I hear the word Melissa, or as I'm talking to you guys, I hear the word Melissa, the name Melissa, so that's another one. There is a desert he shows me where he left women. I also see lots of sand, and it reminds me of the desert. He's not as clear as last time, just getting bits and pieces. But he says schoolgirls were my favorite, and ultimately what got me caught, which is what came in through the last reading. I kept getting the word candy last time, and again, it's coming through again, so this may relate to his house in Utah. I did see that there was a candy place next to where he used to live, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But I get the word Hawthorne, which I know is a place in California, like in LA, but I guess hitchhiking was a thing back then, because he's still talking about hitchhikers, the most vulnerable, the easiest. So I don't know. He says like taking candy from a baby, and what was great is you could keep driving and no one would know it was you, or even could connect, or you even could connect it. He says there are lots that weren't connected to me. I was brazen. I did read where they actually use that word for him. I'll explain in just a minute. But I thought I was untouchable. I did what I wanted when I wanted. They didn't have the technology then that they do now, and I wonder if nowadays it would be something I could have still gotten away with for so long. I think so, I hear. I hear 10 years. I hear the words cherry red, so I don't know what that means. I feel like he hid some really well and some that were never found or connected to him. So never traced, that is why. He keeps showing me black and white missing persons posters, and I hear the word Austin. I hear I wonder about Georgia, because he says peach, and he says I didn't give them all the goodies when I spoke to the police. He references national parks again, and he says sides of the roads. When he takes me back to Utah, he keeps showing me red mountains and this windy road that goes up the mountain, says dumping ground with it. I feel like there were more in Utah that we are not aware of, or maybe some weren't found. Coral, I don't know how you spell it. And then he comes in with like coral reef, but emphasis on the reef part. So I don't know if this is the way he brought in the Reef National Park, but so I don't know if Idaho is possible, but I hear that as well. And then I asked about Reef State Park in Utah, because I kept hearing coral reef, but emphasis on the reef. So I can't, but I kept seeing like the orange reddish tint with trees, walks, and rocks and windy road. I feel like I want to cough all of a sudden and my teeth hurt again. So after the reading I did connect to Nancy and another girl with the middle name Ann to Capitol Reef State Park. So I don't know, he shows me Cali again, but by the ocean, because I see, like back in the day when people used to do roller skating in bathing suits, and I hear the word boardwalk. I also hear the word Wichita, but I don't know if that's for Kansas or a road or what. He also keeps referencing the desert, like he left women out in the desert or desert-like. I kept thinking of Arizona when I was writing this, so I don't know if he was ever through here or why I was thinking that. But I kept seeing like sand dunes, and he says hitchhiker with it, but also with cactus. So many missing women along his route that have never been found or whatever are him. The vulnerable. Denver, Colorado comes in and he shows me dinosaurs, so I know where he's talking about because I was drawn there in Gannon. I hear Cactus Park as well, so I don't know if that's a place or not, but he keeps showing me these women on roller skates. So I don't know if he just watched or one went missing from the area. The boardwalks I know about are in Cali, but it could be really anywhere. But he's fixated on this young woman in roller skates in a bathing suit. I also hear the word pedophile. He says 12, and I hear the words 4 young girls. So I don't know, younger than normal, I guess. But there's a woman that he shows me is possibly a victim. I also see some hiking trails, there are a bunch that go like in different ways in the forest, and I see those. So I don't know. I'll say it because I kept hearing Mexico City. So I don't know if that's actually Mexico or what, but I kept feeling that as I was typing too, so it's kind of odd. So maybe the hiking trail someone found on hiking trail that isn't linked to him yet, but in a state park, what that area reminds me of. So I don't know if he liked to put them off hiking trails or what, but it's weird because now Melissa's coming in again. Melissa came in. So I got Melissa, and I hear Angela, and I hear Helen. And I'm really wondering about the Trail of Tears at this point because he keeps showing me women with dark features, and I want to go to that area. So I don't know if he was responsible for a couple of those. But I know I got both Angela and Angie, so I don't know if they're the same person or two separate people. No idea what the word Greenberg means. So I don't know if it's him, but not getting a whole lot or so I thought, like, when I was doing the reading. But he wasn't talking like he was last time, like, full-on conversation. I don't know if he ever stabbed his victims because I feel like I'm being stabbed in the stomach and I can see the motion. I know he mostly strangled and all those other crazy things that came in the last reading, beat, stuff like that, stuff I got last time. But it may just be one, I don't know, stabbing was coming in really strong. It was validated after this that he did do that. So, also the word Highland. And there is a girl I see thrown into a ravine or ditch where it's super rocky. And I don't know, there's something with her clothes, maybe not fully dressed. But it's got slants on both sides and is super rocky. Also, he says 2 girls at once. Now, this one I was able to validate. So he says 2 girls at once. Now, this did happen in Utah when I looked after the reading with Nancy and another girl. But I think he's talking about the ones in Washington. Because he says 2 girls at once. And then I also, let's see. I kind of got reminded of Santa Rosa around that time. But I also got train tracks. So I don't know if there was anybody found by train tracks. Also the name Tina and Dina or Dana and Ashley. Kept getting the beach with boardwalk and seagulls. Tiffany. Okay, so the name Tiffany, but then the name Sarah. And after that, Alex. And so the 2 girls at once goes with Sarah and Alex. I found out after the reading, Sarah Nudslin and Alex Ott were found in the Washington State Park. And so that was the 2 that he killed at one time, and that's when they called him Brazen. So that's where that word came in. So like I said, they came in together, the 2 that he talked about. And so that's kind of mind-blowing. That was validating for me. It stated he was brazen when he did this at the state park in Washington. So no idea why the color blue. One more thing came in. I asked if he kept trophies, because there is a reference to a necklace, but I was able to validate this belonged to one of the girls at Reef State Park. But other trophies, also the name Taylor, and a girl riding a bike that looks younger. So that's what I have for Ted Bundy. I will probably do maybe one more, and then I will do a validation episode. I don't know, I'm kind of like, if I want to do another one, let me know if you guys want to see another reading on him, because it seems like we're getting cases that he might be responsible for, but nobody knows about. So it's kind of making me wonder if somehow I should get this to the police, and I don't know if it would make a difference. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for subscribing and supporting me. I appreciate it.